So a little bit about wisdom. So the three main points about our company is we're an American company. So we build and manufacture everything in Carson City, Nevada, including our electronics. We build all of our own amplifiers, do all of our own designs. We don't OEM from other people. Secondly is planar magnetics. So all of our loudspeakers use planar magnetic drivers. They look shiny and silver like a ribbon or other types of drivers like that, but it's a whole different technology. We're really the only speaker manufacturer really left in the world that uses planar magnetics, and we make them ourselves.
Okay.
And I'll talk to you a little bit about how that works as well.
You've seen that.
And then the third big thing that we do is we do a line source. So have you ever been to a concert? Anybody ever been to a concert? Yeah. See the big J rigs hanging down, right? You know, the big speakers. So those are a line array, right? A lot of people call our speakers line array because they have a similar design. I shouldn't say a similar design. They do a similar thing that a line array does, right? A line array, the benefit of that is if you're in the front of the concert or in the back of the concert, the sound is pretty much the same. It's not louder in the front and it's not louder in the back. Not like the old days, where you had a wall of sound on the stage, and if you're in the front, it was like, holy cow, and if you're in the middle, it's good, and if you're in the back, it was like, yeah. So with a line array, they scatter sound power equally from the front to the back. The problem with a line array is it's a whole bunch of point source speakers, right? So this is a point source. Point source makes sound that comes off like a bubble, right? So the sound goes everywhere. It bounces off the floor, it bounces off the ceiling, it bounces off the wall, so you get a lot of reflected sound is what you hear first. So a line source speaker works differently than a line array in that this is half of a line source speaker. So you'd have one more of these, it'd be 50 inches tall, and that would make a line source. So what happens with a line source, and this is the actual high frequency driver. So that's what's right inside that little box right there. Those long lines right there, those are just neodymium magnets. This thing right here does everything. This is the only thing that moves in the speaker, right? Got magnets on the front and magnets on the back, and that's your whole speaker. This thing plays 6 octaves. So it's playing all the way from 350 hertz all the way up past 20K, right? So you have one driver doing everything. And the way that the sound comes off of a line source, it comes off like a cylinder. So the sound doesn't spray up and it doesn't spray down like a line array. It also only loses 3 dB of output for every doubling of distance, which is what a line array does in a concert application. Point source speaker loses 6 dB, loses twice as much output for every doubling of distance. Have you ever been to a party and there's, the guy's got a pair of speakers in the living room and he's got the things cranking and you're like, nobody's in there because you can't talk and it's really loud. When you're in the other room, it's fine, right? With a line source speaker, because the way the sound comes off, if I'm standing right here, I only hear a little tiny piece of the speaker. If I'm standing way back there, I hear the whole thing, right? Plus, because the line source doesn't have all those extra moving parts in there, the distortion level in these is so low that, I'll do a calibration in theater and I'll have the client sit next to me or the dealer, have my screen up with a SPL meter on it with my microphone, playing content at like 105 dB, carrying on a conversation like a normal conversation in the room with the client, and they're like, how is that even possible? Well, because there's no distortion, right? So usually when something's playing that loud, there's distortion involved, and that's where your ears start to get real fatigued. With our stuff, that just doesn't happen, right? Because these things play so much information, such a large range, there's not any crossovers all the way from 350 to 20K. It's just one driver doing everything. We have
They're massive. They're awesome speakers.
And every single speaker that we build, other than our subwoofers, all use planar magnetics, right? So this is a 4-inch one. That's what we have at the inside. We have like 65 products, I think.
Okay.
So we have coverage for pretty much everything, whether it's the dark room, the theaters, whether it's distributed audio, hi-fi. We have one in-room subwoofer that's a non-RTL sub. All the rest of our subs we call our regenerative transmission line subwoofers, which is a little different technology again. It's a technology we didn't invent, but we perfected it with all of our subwoofers, which allows our subs to have 3 resonant frequencies, so you get a wider frequency response range, and the highest amount of output is at the lowest resonant frequency on the sub. And we use smaller drivers that are very fast in their attack. They're very musical, and they work really well with planar magnetics, which are also very fast in the way that they work. They're high transient response and all that kind of good stuff. That's like my nickel pitch, and then I'll...
That was a one take. That was good.
One take, right?
That was good.
That was $1 million pitch.
$1 million. It ready. He's ready to. Where's my PO?
Right.
That was what my boss said. I'm just going to teach you one thing about sales. Just all you got to know is where's my PO.